liked, and now we're going to change it up. And this is going to be a positive review of a movie I didn't like. Mr. Holland's Opus. By the way, this review is by Mac Fair. 10 out of 10 stars. Richard Dreyfuss is good in all stages of the different seasons of the life of Mr. Holland, period. The writing of this movie by Patrick Sheen Duncan, Nick of Time. This is what I hate. People on the Internet Movie Database who fancy themselves journalists, and they're going to be all like, oh, I'm going to cite my sources and refer to other movies and let you know that this director also directed this, and I know who the writer was because I love Mr. Holland's Opus. Nominated for an Oscar and Golden Globe Awards, okay, is one of the best stories that Hollywood ever put on the screen. I mean, technically every Hollywood movie is one of the best ever put on screen, but I'll let you have that. The sensitivity and perception of the uppercase director is... Who wrote this? Donald Trump? Stephen Herek, 101 Dalmatians, adds a special touch to the story. Richard Dreyfuss, yeah, thanks, I know he's in these movies, was nominated for an Oscar and Golden Globe for this role, which is in my view, one of his best performances. Again, one of. He's good in all stages of the different... Deja vu. God damn it, repeating himself again. You don't have to repeat this in the exact same wording. Redundant. I seldom cry while watching a movie, but when Mr. Holland enters the school auditorium with gray hair and the entire school is applauding when he retires, just like the people who were applauding at the end of Rushmore, it makes me cry. I cry every time I watch it. And I can also cry. Don't challenge me. I can do it. Every time I bring it to mind. Wow, just thinking about it's making him cry. If I ever get a part where I have to cry, all I have to do is bring that memory back. And there's your one exclamation point. There better not be another one. I'm keeping track. That moment is a combination of my mother, a music teacher, this guy's allergic to commas, a music teacher, and my dad aging. So is it your mother and your father aging? Or is it your mother, the music teacher, and your dad, aging? I don't think that's what he meant. There's no greater love than to lay your life for another. Sorry. Wait, what? Do you mean lay down your life? Did Mr. Holland do that? And again, for another ... Just finish with a period. I do not see Mr. Holland as a frustrated composer. He was just... splice! He was just frustrated because he had other commitments that did not give him the time to compose. You know what? Mr. Holland's Opus is a movie about a guy who, because he needs to be a music composer, he's a bad husband. He starts teaching to make money, turns out he's a bad teacher. Then he becomes a father, he's not a very good father. He's bad at everything he does. Glenn Headley, I don't know how to say her name, did a great job playing Iris. Great. She has appeared in ER recently. Cool story, not relevant to your review. Get rid of it. Jean Louisa Kell, the day Lincoln was shot, is Rowena Morgan, who steals the show because she sings beautifully. Poor Gertrude Lang, Alicia Witt, Sybil, is trying so... I don't know what... I can barely make sense of this. First of all, I thought poor Gertrude Lang was a comma splice, like a sentence. Poor Gertrude Lang. Alicia Witt. But then he says Alicia Witt, the actress's name, with no comma here. So, it's a wreck. This is a wreck. Is trying so hard to get the technique that she forgets about her feelings. Yeah, that's one of the things I don't like about Mr. Holland's Opus, is that it's like this myth that, you don't need to practice, you just need to feel.
Play the sunset.
And the music just comes naturally. That's not true. I'm sorry. Any musician will tell you that's not true. I love when she finally gets to feel the piece and lets herself go. I know he means the piece of music, but it sounds like he's talking about a gun. A music teacher having a deaf child is ironic. By the way, the whole sub-thread about his child being deaf, don't even get me started. I hate it. The part where Mr. Holland's like, these deaf kids can't appreciate music unless I show them flashing colorful lights during the concert. I love when Cole, Anthony Natal II, you don't need extra parentheses for that. This movie struck a chord. It's strike a chord. And that's a music word, Mr. I love Mr. Holland's Opus. Struck a chord with me because of the music. And because of all the elements that were brought into the movie and story. I would give it a 10 plus if I could. So this space should be here. It's one of my favorite dramas. Uh-oh. Are you now in debt? Oh, you are in exclamation point debt, my friend. You're in the hole. I am not much of a drama person, comma splice. I prefer comedy, but this is a very special drama. And the majority of people are loving this review. You know, people are generally mostly favorable toward favorable reviews. It's just the way it is. Here we have a review by Fred-Haupt. 10 out of 10. Weaving love and music into the fabric of life. Oh, man. Warning, spoilers. You know, Mr. Holland's Opus is not known for having a twist ending, so I don't think you have to worry about spoilers. Although this is not entirely Richard Dreyfuss's film, surrounded as he is by an excellent cast, he holds the film entirely on his shoulders. Well, he is the main character. He has made many films over the years and has hit some memorable home runs. Think of Close Encounters, Jaws, and you've got between the two films... Wait. Think of Close Encounters, Jaws, and you've... What the f***? Do you mean Close Encounters and Jaws? Why wouldn't you start with between Close Encounters and Jaws? Between the two films? Comma? Some very big hits which delivered terrific entertainment fun. Entertainment fun? Not a recognized compound noun. I've enjoyed his work over the years. That's the second time he said over the years. And even his lesser known works such as Tin Man are quite enjoyable and have worn well over the years. And that is the third time to say over the years. 1, 2, and 3. Where's the third one? Right here. You gotta get a new turn of phrase, buddy. In Mr. Holland's Opus, comma, outside the quotation mark, Dreyfuss is given lots of depth to his character, and he wasted no time filling in the form. The form? There's a form? Wait, hold on. Tense. Dreyfuss is present tense, and he wasted past tense. Tense. Keep it in the same tense. And I don't know what filling in the form means. Is he filing his taxes? Is he renewing his driver's license? I don't know what you're talking about. The subject and script must have excited him because his performance is strong, centered, not overblown or sentimentalized, touching, emotional when necessary, and reserved when called for. It's a list of adjectives. Technically it's fine, except that in the middle is this not part. It's clumsy. There is an especially magical moment when he is in a close-up with the student. A close-up? Can't recall her name. Yeah, I can tell you loved the movie. You can't remember who Rowena is. They even show her name in print in the movie because he writes a piece, he writes a musical composition about her, which is really awkward to watch. His wife's like, who's Rowena? And he's like, they have an obvious sexual undercurrent going, and oh god, yeah, that's the worst part of the movie. She's a student and he's 50 years old. It's terrible. It's not cool. He's in a close-up. I'm still kind of hung up on this. I think I don't know if he means they're in a close relationship or it's just a shot where their faces are kind of mashed together. And again, tense. he is in a close-up with, and she excelled at singing. It's past. You gotta keep it the same tense. They have an obvious sexual undercurrent going, and we are led to believe, breath by breath, comma here, no comma here, that they will embrace, and yet, run-on sentence. Dreyfuss takes his body language just to the furthest edge and then holds. The tension collapses when someone walks in the room. Someone walks into the room. It's not just someone walking, like doing laps around the table. And we are amazed that they did not kiss. Are we? Or are just you? It's a really great scene that aspiring actors should study. Here's a pro who shows how to act with finesse. By the way, that is a semicolon. I'm starting to look at semicolons awfully critically here. The story is terrific, and the plot carefully includes many characters. Be careful, don't put too many characters in there. And although some verge on stereotypes, they all appear quite believable and human. And much of this has to do with the quality of the actors and the lines they emote. The lines they emote? This is not... Emote and lines do not match. There is a strong impulse to drive this film into a heart-on-your-sleeves climax. With single quotes. What is it with everyone using apostrophes as quotation marks? I know they do that in British English, but look, you use double quotes for the movie title, and that's not right either, but lest we forget. I know you can't italicize in these reviews because the form doesn't let you, but you don't gotta do this. Like, you don't have to put movie titles in quotation marks and then use single quotes on, like, and it does stray briefly into this mode, into a heart on your sleeves climax. Heart on your sleeves? One heart on your sleeves? Both your sleeves? A little bit on each side? I don't know what you're talking about. I frankly, I have no idea what this sentence means. I just don't know. However, by the time the film is over, the build-up of love for this man, the build-up of love is so immense and overpowering that the surprise he gets at the very end just makes us all weep with joy. Again, you're assuming. I especially enjoyed how this character finally learned about his own failures as a father and, rather than sink into depression and recrimination, he rose to that challenge in the same insightful way his teaching career was handled. What? Was handled? How'd you handle your teaching career? Well, I thought I handled it pretty well. The film is a complete joy from beginning to end, semicolon. The cast, as I say, was superb. You don't even have to say, as I say. We know it's as you say. It's your review. Just say the cast was superb. Given a terrific story and sensitive direction from Stephen Herrick, this is as good as film entertainment ever gets. Keep the tissue box close at hand. This is another semicolon. People are going nuts with the they're like, that key on my keyboard, it's been sitting there looking me in the face and I never use it. I'm gonna use it today. 88 keys with a Z. He's a piano man. Woohoo. Alright. Title, Richard Dreyfuss's Opus. Now, this is a mistake that a lot of people make, but when your name ends with an S, you make it possessive by adding apostrophe S, just like it's not plural. I first saw this movie on video in late 1996, hold on, I'm getting a bad feeling. Okay, it's all one paragraph, and we've got a comma splice in the first sentence. I was 19 years old, and I thought that I would hate it. What kind of sappy, sentimental crap was this? Why should I like it? Well, I'll tell you. I know you're gonna tell me. It's because this is the story of a man's life work and how he made a difference in the lives of those people around him. I think that someday, many years from now, we would all like to look back and say that we made the difference in the life of even one person. And I'm doing so with this review. Dreyfuss gives us the performance of a lifetime as the titular Mr. Holland. Watching him transform from a frustrated, half-hearted, hot-headed young teacher. Hot-headed. Young's also an adjective, so you need one more comma, to a man of wisdom, compassion, and caring is a wondrous sight to behold. His battles with his hearing impaired, hyphenated adjective, please, part of a noun phrase, so you'd put a hyphen in that. His battles with his hearing impaired son. Remember the battles they had? Remember when Richard Dreyfuss was aiming an AK-47 at his hearing impaired son? What a battle. Pull at your very heartstrings. I thought heartstrings was one word. Mr. Holland is a man we all know and love. He's a fictional character. He might. It's a common slice. He might not have been your music teacher, but she was someone special in your life that made a difference in your education. I was lucky enough to have a multitude of great teachers just like Mr. Holland that changed my life and made me appreciate the great place a teacher holds in our society today. Mr. Holland's Opus might be silly and sentimental, but I can't help but love this movie. I'm not ashamed to say that I cry big crocodile tears every time I watch it. That's not what crocodile tears means. That's not what crocodile tears means. Tears are expressions of sorrow that are insincere. You dip. This movie hits you right where it feels good. Really? Okay, this movie hits you right where it feels good. Common Spice, baby. It makes you proud to have shared this experience. I'm so proud of myself for watching this movie. It's really the best. You know what? I've handled my career of watching this movie greatly. You were there to watch him grow and become the stuff of legend. It's true, at the end of the movie, they're building Greek statues of Richard Dreyfuss. It's really weird. It's like he's all muscly and naked and holding a gladius, but that's how it ends. Spoiler alert. You were there for Mr. Holland's Opus. No. You were there for Richard Dreyfuss's Opus. He can't win with apostrophe S's here. I want this to be nay. It would just be funnier. Because in the end, the real opus is not his music, but his effect on the lives of his students. Now that's beautiful music.